It's all I, it's all I, it's all I. Come on, it's my life, it's your life, it's all I, it's all I, it's all I. You got to make a decision.
Welcome to the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. I am Ras, your host, and we do this. Well, we're supposed to do it every 7:30 to 8:30 each day, weekday night rather. But I had technical difficulties, man. For some reason, my camera said I am not showing tonight, so I wrestled with it. And of course, man prevailed over machine, but in the sacrifice, it cost me time. So we're here. We're gonna ride it out, though. Nothing too much exciting going on in the show tonight other than the Ras Report, man. So I ain't gonna be too mad. Holla-tics, y'all still weighing in tonight, and I think it's lovely. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me. I think that's special. Holla-tickers are checking in. Holla-tics IBC say, what's up? It's the Ras, free at last. Calling out to the wow. Tonight we calling out to the Holla-tickers from across the globe. Let's go. Holla-tic Gabe Robinson is checking in. Holla-tic 7 Grogan been checked in. He hit me in the DM like, Ras, what's up? For some reason, my computer didn't want to read my camera. But man prevails over machine. So, always, in all your struggles in life, always remember, we were made in the image of God. Man over beast, man over machine, man over everything. Holla-tics Live, y'all checking in. Let's go. We got the Ras Report coming up, man. I really ain't have no heavy subjects, even though it's a lot going on in the world. Can't lie about that. It's a lot going on in the world. A lot we could talk about. Some stuff is, as you get older, you stop wanting to waste your time on certain things. Some people say old people don't have patience. That's not true. It's just that we are willing to spend that patience on less. That's why I appreciate y'all being here. We're at the top of the hour. It's the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. I am Ras, your host, chief politician, narrator, orator, and I'm also a Holla-tic. So I weigh in on what we talk about here. This is actually an audio podcast, but we tape via live. Some of my Holla-tics across the globe can weigh in. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Holla-tics, y'all holla at me, man. Holla-tics are checking in from around the globe. 7 Grogan, IBC. Holla-tic Gabe Robinson. Holla-tic Stephen Hunter. Session begins, man. But anyway, man, super late, right? Super tardy. Technical difficulties, man. There's a lot come with this stuff, man. People want to, stream and have podcasts. A lot come with this, though. I understand over the last month, 2 months, we've been rolling. I began to understand the need for producers in this type of work. Because, as I get to talk and we get to holla-ticking and we talk about some heavy stuff, and every night I feel like nuggets and something really strong comes out of this stuff. But it's all like just spiraling around my head, man. So I understand why producers have to say, all right, Ras, cut this 30-minute segment, create 2 audios right here. We're going to take this one and throw up on the on your personal page since you haven't been streaming for that. For this, we're gonna cut back on the new. You need people thinking around you. You need people like progressive thinkers around you to help you with stuff like this, man. So what's good, Stephen Hunter? So, man, producing this podcast is teaching me a lot about productions. I've produced records forever, right? But just producing something other than records, man. But I am a producer. I produce other stuff, but nothing like broadcast before. Again, they asked me to do podcasts a while back. I had some close friends who felt I would do well. And I'm not living up to my potential. Trust me, I could be doing a whole lot more. I'm still in experimental stage, man. But I chose to take y'all along with me for the ride. But, I had friends ask me to do this a long time ago. But I wanted to make it as painless as possible. I wanted to make it so easy that I could walk up to my studio, push play, and then I'm podcasting. And that's pretty much how it is, man, other than my wrestles that I have against machines from time to time, man. So, Holla-tics, y'all weigh in tonight, man. I don't have nothing special other than what's going on in the Ras Report, man. Y'all know in the Ras Report, we talk about my favorites, man. I'm not going to put mine at first. We're going to talk about something else first, man. Today in the Ras Report, man, Peloton. If you got any stocks, man, y'all want me to go over, y'all be sure to drop that in the comment, man. But I watch business news, a lot of stock and equities news, man. So, that is what's on the floor tonight. Again, there's a lot going on in the world. Who heard of the DoorDash? DoorDash went public today. The IPO DoorDash, man, came in at market cap at about 70 billion? Ain't that huge, man? But as far as when it comes to people who delivering your food to your house, 49% of the market belongs to DoorDash. So I think it's a great IPO. Stocks are priced at about, I think when the market closed, it was like $175 for a share. One share of DoorDash will cost you $175, man. So Holla-tics, y'all weigh in on that, man. Do you believe DoorDash is a good investment or not? My son DoorDashes in college. So, I'm partial, I guess. I actually do think it's a good company. I think it's one that's going to be around even after we got all this pandemic stuff behind us, man. It's nothing like Netflix and chill and DoorDash, right? Who doesn't want that, right? Now we can expand Netflix and chill. Now it's Netflix and chill and DoorDash. Or maybe not even Netflix and chill. Let's do DoorDash. Maybe that's the new trend, right? 7 said closed at 189. Oh, they rushed it at the end of the day. Hollatic IBC said I had to drop ACB stock today. It went down 6 points. I know, IBC. You moved too early, man. We were supposed to discuss that a little bit later. A little bit before you made that move, man. You had already put yourself in motion last night, man. But however, let me say this. The whole market was down today. So I'm not saying you was wrong for cutting your losses today, but today, the whole market was down. If you ever want to know the significance when they say the market is down or the market is up, think of the market as the wind and think of stocks as boats. If the wind is behind the boats, they sail fast and far. If the wind is against them, they sail slow and they back up. So the wind was against all stocks today. Any stock that did well today is what we call alpha. Alpha stocks trade against the climate of the market. So everything was red today. So, you know, pretty sure a lot of people was licking their wounds, IBC, not just yourself. But, you know, I don't think you're cutting the losses on ACB was bad. I think it is a proper time to buy that stock. I think it's experiencing a whole lot of volatility right now, and I probably wouldn't be in there for the ride. In fact, I did own the stock at one time, and I sold it because it shot up a couple bucks. I made some profit, and I knew it was going to be headed for some really, really high volatility. So I shut it down, man. So Hollatics are weighing in. Hollatics Stephen Hunter say, I like DoorDash. It's a helpful company and provides useful service for people, especially elders, disabled, etc. Yeah, I think the company is great too. Steve, it dropped his IPO today. I was actually watching when the first trade was made. Hollatic's 7 Grogan said it closed at around 189 and it opened at about 183. So it's pretty much on. I think the stock is probably myself. I think it's worth $100 a share. I think that extra 80 is fluff, but that extra 80 has allowed the company to come into Wall Street with a 70 billion market cap, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all fact check me on that, so they won't think we're a bogus show, man. So yeah, Hollatic, Steven, I like the company myself. In fact, my son worked for them, so they not only got my support, they got my flesh and blood with a logo on his chest. So hey, Hollatic 7 Grogan, I'm up big in Virgin Galactic. We're going to the moon. Yeah, I was holding Virgin Galactic myself, 7. I let it go, but it ate really well yesterday. And then again today, I think it slipped back some today. I'm not sure, but everything slipped back today, right? Who needs food delivery to their door? That's what Steven, I think he was chiming in on his last. How did T Gabe say, you investing in DoorDash? Yes, Gabe, I do think I will be grabbing DoorDash. However, I don't think I will be grabbing it within the next couple weeks. I want it to cool down. I want it at a cheaper price than $189, Gabe. At the price of $189, I wouldn't be able to afford many shares. And again, I tell y'all, when we talk about stocks, I always look at percentages and not dollar amounts, you know, because some stocks are a bargain at $189. You can get a share of Apple for less than $189. And so if you ask me, would I spend $189 on DoorDash or Apple? If I had to choose, I would spend that $189 on Apple. But if I didn't have to choose, I would put both of them in the portfolio. So Gabe, I do plan on buying DoorDash, but not at this moment, man. If you plan on buying DoorDash, give me a call, man. We can talk about it. I kind of see if I can help you get the right entry, man. Hollatics are weighing in, man. Steve say, I will. Hollatic Gabe say, what do you think this is? Either long haul or short haul? I think it's a long haul, Gabe. But I do think you can make some money off of it on the short. And what I mean by the short, because you got to watch that when you talk about stocks. Short could be meaning being against the company. But what I mean, holding it short, you can make some money out holding it short, you know. Because the first few is hot the day of, and then you're going to have these announcements, and it's going to get all kinds of contracts. So the stock is going to do all kinds of bounces, what you call jag saws on the way up. But, you know, I think a year from now, I think it's a possibility that it could be sitting higher than 189. Again, that's an interesting conversation, interesting question, Gabe, because would I hold DoorDash for a year, buying it at 189? I don't think so. I think I would have to watch it perform for a year. And even if it doubled, I would feel more confident at that point in time. I'm not sure how much innovation is into putting food in a bag and taking it to somebody, but they could kill so good with the next year for its earning reports that they can convince me that they can get higher than 189. Only way I would hold DoorDash for a year would be if I got it at $100, Gabe. So, interesting question, man. You made me have to think about that one, man. If I invest in it, I would definitely hit you up. You do that, Gabe. Man, I got some stocks right here on the Ras Report. Anytime you see red days in the stock market, Holla-tics, they are shopping days, especially when the stock dives below 5%. When you get like a large cap company, and when you got large cap, anything higher than 10 billion is considered large cap. Anything between 2 and 10 billion is mid, and anything 2 and below is small. Now, when you get a large cap company dropping 5% or more when the whole market is red, and there's no particular reason the stock dropped that low, then you got a bargain. And so red days are bargain days. IBC say good tips, man. Thank you, sir. All good, man. So red days are bargain days, man. So anytime a stock loses 5% or more, a large cap for no reason, then you could probably get some of that pop-up money on its way back up, man. So that's what today was. Today was a completely red day. And I got some on the Ras Report. I got some pop-ups for you. Some I think are good ones. Other ones, but we're gonna try to go through as many as we can. I'm still gonna try to get y'all out of here by 8:30. What you think? Holla-tics, weigh in. If you're just tuning in, it's the Hollatic Live and Active Podcast. I am Ras, man. This is the Ras Report. Going over a few stocks that I think are interesting enough to take my time to talk about them. And if you take my advice on a few of these, you probably could make a few bucks. That's all we try to do here. If we're not talking about power and policy, we try to make a few bucks here, man. In the Ras Report tonight, we got Peloton, PTON. It's about 110 a share. Peloton took a 6% hit today on the blood red overall market. Shares were already down 2% yesterday after Apple announced it was launching a fitness service. Rivals to Peloton. Despite the blow, Peloton is still up 10% on the month and 250% up on the year. Queen Bee versus Apple. Holla-tics, y'all weigh in on that one. Holla-tics Stephen Hunter said, red days are bargain days. Always. Opportunity is all around, man. What do y'all think about Queen Bee versus Apple? Now, y'all know Peloton inked the deal with Beyonce to supply material for the people with, workout bicycles and treadmills from Peloton. So Apple announces, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, that they are going to offer a fitness service too on Apple TV, man. So when they did that, Peloton stock dropped about 2%. If Apple is your competition, you gotta look down the street, I heard Damon from the Shark Tank say this, man. You find something somebody else already doing and you figure out how to do it better. Apple just pulled that move. They took a play out of the Damon Shark Tank playbook and say, hey, look at Peloton with 60 million? Either 30 million or 60 million subscribers. And boom, they say, we're going to get us a fitness service as well. So now Apple TV will have a streaming fitness service. So how y'all think Queen Bee going to weigh up to that? This is Apple. They can put anybody on there, right? Anybody that's hot, they can say, hey, do a workout video. We're going to put you on Apple TV fitness streaming. So that's kind of heavy. But Peloton dropped to 110 today, was trading as high as 116 this week. That is a bargain. If you can afford multiple shares of Peloton, then I guarantee you will see a pop-up with this stock. I guarantee you this stock will pop back up to where it fell, and I am believing this stock will hit new all-time highs by the first quarter in 21. Holla-tics y'all weigh in, man. Peloton is down 6% today. Queen Bee up against Apple. Apple has put in the air that they will be sponsoring or hosting or producing their own fitness streaming program. Rivals with the Peloton thing. Interesting, right? Why is my camera freezing up? Interesting, right? You gotta watch it, man. A lot of people who love entrepreneurship, you gotta watch it, man, because you fall in love with these ideas, and if they work, then Sony or Universal or Coca-Cola, one of these companies with more money than God, just walk up and outdo you. And you can't do nothing about that. If it's nothing proprietary about your idea, they just come up and do it better, man. My philosophy in business has always been the same. If it's not blood in it, it's for sale. I sell you anything I have other than my family. You know, it all could go. You know, I don't have too much stuff that I hold sentimental values with. I grab things, inflate value into them, and if you feel like what you want to exchange me is worth what I have, you can have it, man. So, just my take. Also, in the Ras Report, man, Tesla's down 7% today, giving back $50 on the rip through the sixes. I thought it would reach next year. Now, I thought Tesla would reach 600 in the first quarter. After the 5-to-1 split, I thought it would reach 600 in the first quarter, but it did that at the end of the year. And it just ripped through the sixes yesterday. It closed around 650, but it gave 7% of that back, which is about $50 today. Elon Musk promised the shareholders a week ago that the stock was in for a bumpy ride. However, listen to this, Holla-tics. However, a JP Morgan analyst, Ryan Brinksman, gave Tesla a $90 price target. He believes Tesla and many other stocks are overweight. Tesla, hot or not. Like, do you get that? A JP Morgan analyst says the $650 stock Tesla yesterday, today is only worth $600. He say he believes Tesla stock is worth $90 a share. This is a JP Morgan analyst, man. So this ain't just some dude at the barbershop or like we doing, speculating. This is a dude who, you know, probably has some type of prestigious degree on his wall, number cruncher, Wall Streeter, nice tie, nice suit, 6 figures a year, saying Tesla is worth about $90 a share. That had to make the news. I had to put that in the Ras Report, man. Holla-tics y'all weigh in. Is Tesla worth what it's worth? Or is it worth $90 a share, like Ryan Brinkman saying? I heard Jim Cramer speak on Tesla today. It has a incredible inflated market cap. But companies that are able to pull that off usually have a proven track record that if you give me this money, I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. And Tesla is one of the poster boys for that. They have been performing. I think their goal was to put like 200,000, 300,000 cars on the street before the end of this year. And I think they were on course to fulfill that. I've definitely been seeing a bunch of the cars driving around. I call that the Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis test. You know, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, you know, let me tell y'all the story. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis was producers for Janet Jackson, right? And they say they knew Janet was getting hot when the street test, when she passed the street test, meaning when they were out and about in different places, they heard her music coming out of cars and out of people's, you know, gatherings and music stores. So I call that the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Tesla said they wanted to put, you know, 250,000 vehicles on the street before the end of this year. And now the more I'm out, I'm starting to see these things everywhere. It used to be you see one or two, but they are everywhere, man. So or they worth $90 or they worth the 650 they was trading for yesterday. They down 7% today, trading at about $600 a share. Holla-tics y'all weigh in on the mogul media giant Tesla. Elon Musk moved to Texas. So I told y'all, man, we're gonna wind up buddies, man. He gonna hook me up with a custom Cybertruck. I said it here first. What is this? December the 9th, 2020. Elon Musk meets me, falls in love with me, man crush, right? Not none of the other stuff. Just a man crush. He say, you know what, Raz? I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna give you a custom Cybertruck, matte black, signature for you, man. You heard it here first. Holla-tics y'all weigh in, man. Tesla's down 7% today. Analyst says it is overweight. Says his company is worth $90 a share. Think that's a little far-fetched, but do he have a point, man? Also in the Ras Report, U.S. Steel dropped 7% today after its hold up, I'm gonna reread that. Holla-tics checking in. Gabe Robinson say Tesla definitely worth it is. It's definitely selling the course for the future. That's right. Elon Musk moved to Texas. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm not giving my Holla-tics time to weigh in. Elon Musk moved to Texas. And, you know, I thought at first, I was like, oh, this guy's so radical. But, you know, between us and California, we buy the most vehicles. We buy the most manufactured vehicles. So really was a smart business move. He saved on corporate taxes, man. So, but anyway, also in the news, U.S. Steel has dropped 7% today. The market is the adversary. X received positive feedback from its investors this week after announcing it had a company purchase that allowed them to expand the production capabilities. The CEO also expressed his interest in working with the new administration on a contract basis. In other words, the CEO of U.S. Steel was shooting his shot at the Biden administration, say he would love to get a government contract. He say he's a great American company and he hires Americans, man. U.S. Steel is 75% up on the month, but 30% down on the year. Only 30% up on the year, I'm sorry. Is a buy. These are all the stocks I would invest in so far. Tesla is a little inflated. I didn't see much past 600. I don't know what it's liable to do. I would love to see more vehicles get on the street before I buy interest in it. But U.S. Steel is one I would definitely buy at $18 a share. I think it has a bright future. I think their acquisition does expand their production and their productivity, and I think it will see higher days than $18 a share. Holla-tics y'all weigh in. Holla-tics Stephen Hunter say the Tesla stock will be worth investing even $90 because Mr. Musk is an advocate and innovator, and he will encourage the stock to go back up regardless. That is true, man. Mr. Musk is what he's saying. Mr. Musk is a innovator and an advocate for innovation. That is what Holla-tics Stephen Hunter said. That is true. It's not going to drop to 90. It would crush people if it did. That's just some number cruncher saying the true value of Tesla is $90 a share, and he may have a point. You know, when you go into fundamental analysts, he may have a point number for number, but see, a lot of times stocks are priced earnings or sales, productions, or projections on sales. All that be priced into the stock. A company stock may be worth. This is great stuff, man. By the way, a company stock may be worth $5, right? On paper. For its fundamental. It every year at this time it sells $5 worth of material, so it can afford $5 per share. But if you take 5 years and calculate them, that's 25. And so all that $25 may be priced into a stock share. So at one point in time when the stock was worth $5, now it's worth $25 because 10 years of earnings at the place that is at the place where it's moving in a normal pace, that gets priced into the stock. So, he might have a point when he say fundamentally that Tesla's worth $90, but of course the inflation is the projections that Tesla is believing to take place on the sales of his vehicles, and up so far they've proven that they know what they talking about. So that is how you get the price at $600 a share. Holla-tics, y'all weigh in, man. We're gonna hit one more of these before we get out of here. Y'all know the conversations continue on. Now, Palator is one I talked about yesterday. It's a biomedical chemical. It's down 7%, but for no reason. The company received a downgrade this month from JP Morgan, yet the stock is still up 120% on the month. Palator is a biotech company with a key position with the government for technology it has developed for the medical field. They have to turn profit, but they do have a $40 million contract with the U.S. assisting with testing and vaccine logistics for the COVID-19. They are down 7% today, trading at about $26 a share. This is Palator. They was up yesterday. Market winds blew them back down. I think it's a great time to shop for this company. I do see some high times. However, this stock I will probably hold no longer than 6 months, maybe a year at the max. When the COVID smoke clears, I'm not sure about the future for this company. I'm not a biotech guy. I don't like a lot of biotech companies. I think, they spend a lot of bucks, man, developing drugs, and some of these drugs, they never get past phase 3 into the FDA approval. Once they do, of course, everybody will bear money to the bank, but you spend a whole lot of time with Jigsaw trading between phase 1, 2, and 3, and then some of them never receive the FDA approval, or if one of the phases they fail, the stock drops, and you holding that junk. So I'm not a real big fan of investing in biotechs. I trade them all day, but I don't long hold biotech stocks. I'm not in favor of doing that. But Holla-tics, y'all weigh in tonight, man. Palator, however you want to say it, is a stock that I would probably buy on this bargain day, man. Last one before I get out of here. I started the show kind of late, so we're gonna get ready to get out of here, of course. But I got one more I'm gonna put on. Well, I really shouldn't put it on the floor. It's just me just doing the most. That's what they would say, right? Doing the most. But last one I was gonna talk about, of course, was mind medicine. Talked about this one yesterday. It was up 17% yesterday. I am holding mind medicine. It's a cheap stock, OTC, over the counter, meaning some retail brokerage such as Robinhood or some of the other ones you might trade on. You might not be able to get mind medicine, but anytime you see a stock with the F behind it, it's OTC, over the counter stock. If you want a place to buy it, I bought it from TD Ameritrade. It is my platform of choice. This is not a commercial. I wish they would pay me, but I love TD Ameritrade. So I bought some MMEDF on the fact that I love this 1 month chart. I love this chart, period. It's a small cap stock. A lot of small cap stock receive a whole lot of volatility before it gets into the big man land. But Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank is one of the early on investors in this company. It's a company who uses the medical qualities for mushrooms. Some cannabis play. Once they legalize cannabis, this stock will do well. I think it's going to do well on the way to that point. So Matter of fact, once they legalize cannabis, I probably would start dumping cannabis stock. That's just me though, you know. But that is Mind Medicine is up another 17%. I'm doing very, very well on this stock, man. I advise you check it out. Holla-tics, I thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Excuse my technical difficulties. This is the Ras Report. As we always do it at this time. If God has given you the opportunity and the power to change somebody's life, you should do that. And as my man Pickle Juice would say, walk with the king and be a blessing in all things. Y'all write me topics, man. I would love to go to the floor with any topics you want. And I appreciate y'all conversation on the Ras Report, man. I didn't know y'all would like this stuff the way y'all do. It's kind of cool, man. So, Holla-tics, I'm going to check y'all out tomorrow. Y'all keep the conversation going. It's the Holla-tics Live and Active Podcast. And we are out.